What type of shoes should I wear to the gym is a question that's asked quite a bit. And first, I'll say that if you're new to the gym or if you don't have a whole lot of experience going to the gym in the first place, I think there are other things that you should probably be worried about, or other things that you can better spend your money on, like hiring a coach or a personal trainer, or spending it on a gym membership, or spending that money on groceries. There are tons of other things that you could probably invest your money in that are going to give you more benefits than a pair of shoes. Um, but when it really does come down to shoe selection, there are a few things to consider. What your personal goals are. If you compete in powerlifting, strongman, bodybuilding, CrossFit, anything like that, what kind of training you're doing, whether it be cardio based, if it's compound movements and weightlifting, or if it's sprinting, things like that. So there are really four different types of shoes. You're gonna have like your Olympic style, hard soled, elevated heel shoe. You're gonna have your like your Reebok Nano or Nike Metcon, which is gonna be a training shoe that's gonna have a slightly elevated heel, but it's also gonna be a lot more comfortable than this. And then you're also gonna have running shoes like these Nike Free Runs or the On shoes, and then a flat shoe. This is a flat shoe, this is a soccer shoe, and then this is a barefoot shoe, which is also flat, and then you also have like Vans and Converses and a couple other shoes that are out there. Sperry's or boat shoes are another great option. So really, it kind of depends on what your personal preference is. So let's go over the squat shoe first. This is not very comfortable to wear. So if you're going to buy a pair of these, be prepared to drop between $100 and $200. They have the raised heel, so they make them ideal for squatting and I think for overhead pressing as well. So if you have limited ankle mobility, limited dorsiflexion, this is probably going to be your best bet as far as helping you reach squat depth. They also provide a high level of stability for movements like overhead pressing. I also see a lot of people use these for bench pressing. If you, like for me, for example, I like to use them for bench pressing because I feel like I'm more stable on the ground, and since it raises your heel up a little bit, you can kind of see this is like, I don't know, at least an inch and a quarter, something like that. But it's gonna basically bring the floor a little bit higher so that you can get a little bit more drive through the heel, a little bit more contact there. So once again, these are mostly for squatting, pressing. Some people like to bench press in them. Good things about this shoe in particular, Adidas makes one, Reebok makes one. There's tons of different brands out there. This is just the Nike. I've had these for probably going on 7 years. They cost retail. These are I don't know. They're so worn down. I don't even know what model they are. But they're the Nike Romaleos. I think these are Romaleo 2s. I've had these for 7 or 8 years. They have lasted. You can see, they're in great shape. They're a little bit dirty, but other than that, they're in great shape. They originally cost $200, but if you look around the holidays, I got these for 50% off. I can't remember the exact specifics behind it, but it was something like if you went to the store, I went to a Foot Locker. If you went to a Foot Locker and you placed the order in the store to be shipped to your house, you got them 50% off. So I don't know if they still have a deal like that, but long story short, these last, like seriously, these last forever. So if you're willing to make the investment, these will last forever. And the reason they last forever is because you only wear them in the gym. This is not a shoe that you're going to want to wear around town. They're really loud. You can hear, they're really clanky. They're really heavy. They're just not comfortable for an everyday shoe. Okay, so next up, we'll go over... these are the training style shoes. So, or no, not that one, this one. These are Nike Metcons. I think this is a 3 and this one's a 4. But the good thing about this is it does have a slightly raised heel. If you compare it, clearly it's not nearly as raised of a heel. But it does give you a little bit of support. And I want to say that a lot of these shoes will come with some kind of insert. Yeah, this is a little bit thicker of an insert. I'm pretty sure that when I got them, it also came with like a thinner insert if you wanted to reduce the height of the heel a little bit. But these are a whole lot more comfortable than the squat shoe. So if you were looking for a shoe that you could also wear outside the gym, this is going to be a good bet. I don't think they're very, I don't run a whole lot, but I don't think these are very comfortable for running. They are good for like plyometric type work, but as far as like long distance running, this is not a very comfortable shoe for that. I think they market it as being such, but I don't buy it. So this is the Nike Metcon. I've had the Metcon 1, 2, 3, 4. I haven't had the 5s, and the reason I don't have the 5s is because I'm not crazy about these. I like the Metcon 1 and 2, but it's when it started to get to the 3, like I feel like they started to go downhill. Like they're just not as comfortable as they were. I feel like they don't last as long. They start to fray. Like this one, I haven't really worn this one a whole lot, and it's already starting to fray like on the inside. So these retail for like, I don't want to say $130, but if you look around, you can generally find them for a pretty good price. I just like the way that these look, and I'm a creature of habit. So whenever I first got a pair, I was like, I'm always going to train in the Nike Metcon, and that has since changed. But as far as gym stuff go, these are pretty much good for everything. You know, it's a nice mix in between, like, I don't know, I guess a running shoe and then the squat shoe. I don't squat in these, but I know a lot of people do. And if you are in a CrossFit, this is a good choice because you can, you know, if you have like a WOD and you're doing squats followed by pull-ups followed by box jumps or like a quarter-mile run or something, this shoe is going to serve a pretty good purpose for all of those. So that's the Nike Metcon. Then that brings me to the Reebok Nano. This is the Nano X or the Nano 10. I hate it. It's uncomfortable. They're really thick, and so like my feet sweat a whole lot, and my feet never really sweat. But with this shoe, they sweat a tremendous amount. But the bottom is awesome. Like the grip is really good. But I don't think that they're a very comfortable shoe. So for me personally, I would prefer the Metcon over the Nano. But you know, going back to what in the gym, these are good all-around shoe. You can wear them out in public. You can wear them, you know, if you're going out one night, they look pretty good. Just a good general all-around shoe. And for $130, you're going to get a lot of use out of them. These are both at least a year old, and I mean, look, they're in great shape. I mean, I don't wear them every single day, but for the most part, they're in pretty good shape. So next we'll do the flat shoe. So this is going to be the same thing as like a Converse or a Vans. This is the Merrell. I'm not sure. The Merrell. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a barefoot shoe. I got this because I thought it would be great for like strongman events. The bottom, I think technically it's a trail running shoe, so like the bottom is pretty grippy, and I thought it would be great for like moving events or for like truck pull and sled pulls and stuff like that. But I just don't think they're very comfortable. You know, like they tout it as being a barefoot shoe, but if you stand or if you do any kind of movement barefoot and then you put this on, it does not feel like you're barefoot. So there is a good amount of support behind it. There's a good amount of arch support, which I'm not crazy about. You might be, to each their own, but for me, I'm just not crazy about the arch support. And then another thing is like this is made of mesh, so or like the toe and like a lot of it is made of mesh. So if you're in the gym and you like say you walk past, because I did this, if you walk past like a sled or you walk past a rack that has like somewhat of a sharp corner and you catch the mesh, it's gonna tear it open. So like within like 2 weeks of having this, I tore it open. And I'm sure something like that would happen with a lot of these shoes, but with this being mesh and it's kind of porous, which makes it great, has great breathability, but it's so porous that like if you catch it on something sharp, it's gonna tear it open. So if you can use something like this if you prefer, I mean, of course, but they'd be good for like squatting, deadlifting, especially since you want your feet to be as close to the ground or as flat on the ground as you can get them. Since there's minimal support here, they'd be good for deadlifting. And if you have good ankle mobility, or if you prefer to squat or press in a flat shoe, this might be something that's up your alley. That brings me to my favorite shoe out of all of these, and probably my favorite shoe of all time. And this is the Joma Top Flex. And this is an indoor soccer shoe. It is not completely flat, but it is really, really close. I like this because it's made of leather and suede, and they're super cheap. Like I got this pair for, I want to say $34. They're a European shoe, so like they don't even have American sizing. Oh yeah, it does. But when you order it online, like you should convert like whatever your American shoe size is to European. So this is like a 47 in European, which is a 12.5 or 13 in US. But this pair I've had for a while. This is my 4th pair of these, and they last a long time. I think they look pretty good, and they're really good for, I don't deadlift in them, but if you're looking for a flat shoe, this would be a good option. But they're also great for squatting, great for pressing. I mostly like them for moving events, so like farmer's walk, yoke runs, sled pulls, things like that. They have a great grip. Of course, they're for indoor soccer, so they're made to be moved in a lot. But the best part about these is they're just so cheap. I think they look really good, and they're also, you can wear these like out in town. With the material they're made of being leather and suede, they're going to last you quite a while. So that's pretty much like the flat shoes, and then running shoes. So if you're new to the gym and you're pretty much just like learning how to lift, this isn't going to kill you. It's not going to make or break you making good progress or anything like that. But in my opinion, there are mostly two styles of running shoes. There's like, this is a Nike Free Run. It's super squishy. So like if you were going to squat with a couple 100 pounds on your back, you're not going to have the greatest support. You're not going to have the greatest ankle support. And as that goes down the chain, it could cause knee support issues or anything like that. But you can just see like, maybe not. But it's just super squishy. So like there's not a whole lot of support behind this. I would not suggest lifting heavy weights in this. But if you're new to the gym and this is what you got, by all means, wear it. Then the second style of running shoe, in my opinion, is going to be something that's a little bit more sturdy. So this is the On Cloud Runner or something like that. I'm not sure, but I really like them. I feel like there's a good amount of support. Once again, I don't squat in these. I don't deadlift in these. I really only wear these two shoes if I'm going to the gym and I'm just like doing, like, let's call it like a bodybuilding day where I'm doing like a lot of single joint movements, bicep curls, even like dumbbell work, or not anything where I have to like really root and plant my feet into the ground like squats, deadlifts, overhead press. This is just like a general, if I'm going to the gym and I'm going to get a good pump, or if I'm doing like machine work, I'm going to wear these. These are probably more comfortable than a lot of these other shoes here. Another good thing about them is that you can wear them anywhere. You can also do your cardio in them. You can do running, sprinting, jumping, all that good stuff. So that pretty much covers it. Of all of these, I would say, the ones that I use the most are going to be this, especially this stays in my gym bag. I'm always going to use these for squats. I'm always going to use these for overhead presses. Every once in a while, I'll squat barefoot just to humble myself a little bit because it's a lot harder and it feels a lot weirder than squatting in these. But once again, the best part of these shoes is how long they last. They're very durable. They're a little bit expensive, but if you can find them like on sale around the holidays or whenever like a new model is being released, you can find this and you can get it for pretty cheap. So I wear this one quite a bit. This is my everyday dude right here. I wear these all the time. And they also pair well with moving events and just a lot of different things that you can do in the gym. And then, I never wear this shoe. I don't like it. It was a total waste of money. I like the way this one looks, but once again, I don't recommend it. It's got a big toe box, which is nice. The grip is also really nice, but my feet sweat a lot in them, and they're just not comfortable. So, yeah, there's that. Another waste of money. But I got these for almost 50% off. Like I was just cruising the internet and found them on like a Facebook ad or something like that. And I want to say they're like normally $130, $150, somewhere around there, and I got them for $75 or $80. So pretty good deal. Some stuff like that is kind of hard to pass on, especially for a shoe that looks that good. And then I don't really wear these a whole lot. It's not really in the gym. I feel like the other shoes that I've got can take the place of these, but these are cool to wear like around town and all that. And then, just to reiterate, running shoes, if this is all you got, go for it. You might find that you're more comfortable squatting or deadlifting, especially, or maybe even pressing barefoot, but I'd wear socks because going barefoot in the gym is pretty gross. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I mentioned at the beginning, if you're new to the gym, this is not something that you should be super concerned with. As you progress and as you gain experience and you kind of figure out like what you enjoy doing in the gym, and you start to get stronger, or you start to go more often, or you decide that you want to compete and you're going to pick up strongman, powerlifting, CrossFit, bodybuilding, any of those, that's when you can decide that you are going to get a specific shoe for the gym. But in the beginning stages, your money can be better spent on food, on protein powder, on personal training, on a coach. What else? I'd rather spend my money on a good water bottle versus like a pair of shoes in the beginning. Gym membership, there's a lot of other things that your money is going to be better spent on versus a pair of shoes. So despite how often this question is asked, it is important, but it really is just dependent on your skill set, your experience, how many hours a week you spend in the gym. You know, if you're in the gym for 10, 12 hours a week, then you're going to want to have like a shoe that is pretty good for the gym. In the long run, it's also good to have specific gym shoes because then you'll get more use out of them. I mean, you're going to get the most wear and tear on a pair of shoes just by wearing them every day. And if you have a specific pair of shoes like these that you're just going to wear in the gym and you take care of them, then you can justify spending some extra money because you know that they're just going to last a really long time. So I think that pretty much covers it. If you got any questions, let me know. And if you found this useful, like it, share it, save it, tell your friends, you know, do whatever helps out. That kind of stuff helps out with the algorithm, of course. So thanks for watching. If you got any questions, hit me up. Other than that, till next time.